I'm Ron DeLegge, host of the Index Investing Show, and it's great to have you with us. I see over-diversified investment portfolios all the time, and especially for people that own stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs. I define over-diversification as owning two or more of the same types of investments in the same portfolio. Or by way of illustration, too many of the same types of eggs in the same basket. For example, over-diversification occurs if you own two large-cap growth mutual funds inside the same portfolio. There's no reason you should be doing that. Another example would be owning identical individual stocks inside the same portfolio. For example, Home Depots and Lowe's. Both stocks do the exact same thing. Over-diversification could also occur by owning bonds with the same maturity or from identical issuers. Why is over-diversification a problem? Because it increases your risk by owning too much of the same types of investments. Now, many of the stocks held within the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ 100 are identical. That means there's no reason an investor should own ticker symbol DIA, SPY, and QQQ inside the same investment portfolio unless there's a deliberate reason, like a strategic short-term trade. How does over-diversification happen? Well, the same exact way that your garage or your closet becomes cluttered with belongings, so much so that you run out of space. It happens not because we're bad people, but because we become distracted, we become negligent, and we begin to collect too many of the same types of investments. And what happens? Over time, it compounds, and eventually it can become a very serious problem. So before over-diversification becomes a threat, it's time to declutter your investment portfolio by eliminating some of those duplicate holdings. As a public service, I give weekly portfolio report cards to our audience. We even feature investment portfolios on our weekly radio broadcast and our podcast. Isn't it time that you found out how your investments are really doing? I'll tell you, if your portfolio, your IRA, your Roth IRA, your 401k plan, or your other investment account, if it passes or if it fails, not just on diversification, but on other key factors. So find out if your investments are headed in the right direction. Go to indexshow.com to get your personalized portfolio report card, and stay tuned for our next broadcast.